Hey guys, so it's been a while since I last did an unboxing and review video. Life's kind of been a bit crazy and a bit busy lately, so I haven't really had the time to film any videos. So I'm kind of trying to play catch up a bit at the minute. I do have like a whole bunch of CDs that I still need to review. They're in a box like right next to me, and there's absolutely tons in there. I'm just looking at it with complete and utter dread right now. So yeah, I kind of need to start making a bit of a move on those. And also I've been shifting my bedroom around as well, so I haven't really been able to have anywhere proper to film my videos. My desk, not that you'd be able to tell on camera, but my desk was in the corner of my bedroom with the window behind it, and so when I was filming my videos, I was having to like edit them afterwards to increase the brightness because they were filming quite dark. But I've now shifted my desk to another wall with the window to sort of like the right of me, and so hopefully, fingers crossed, I'm not going to have to like edit the brightness settings in the video and stuff so much anymore, because there's more like natural light coming in. So that's a good thing. But yes, enough of me rambling about my life, because that has nothing to do with anything. Today's unboxing and review video is for GD's One of a Kind, and this is the bronze edition. So this album consists of 7 tracks, and I have to say straight up that this album has one of my favourite sort of packaging out of most of the albums that I own currently. It's kind of really hard, it's kind of really weird to explain, but it looks like a Bible, or kind of like a really old sort of fashioned book. And because obviously this is the bronze edition, all the accents that are in this album are bronze in colour. And I just love the front cover of this album. It's got pictures of like tigers and like deer, mountains, and like this like cool like galleon ship kind of thing, which looks really cool. And obviously it has One of a Kind and GD here, and then has these like really cool gold sort of like embossed book corners. I don't know, just it looks really so obviously that's your front cover, and then on the side it just says G Dragon here, and this is all kind of like in this sort of like bronzy sort of like foil. And then on the back we kind of have the same thing, and we've got One of a Kind G Dragon, again with a lot of these pictures of like animals and stuff, and obviously because it's a Korean release we have our gold sticker here, and it's kind of weird to explain like the texture of the actual covering. It's sort of like this vinyl-y sort of leather kind of, if you know what like sort of like the really old-fashioned like hardback books feel like. They've got like that strange like leathery vinyl kind of material. That's kind of what this is covered in, and it's kind of like got a slightly spongy feel to it as well, which is really cool. So this is basically what the outside looks like. And then as for the inside, you open it up and it's like bronze here. You have this is where all your like insidey stuff is, and it just up here is like got G's in the corner and stuff. And what you do is you pull this out, and this basically holds everything inside. So we have these sort of postcards. I'll just pop this to the side for a minute. You have these postcards, and they are like on proper thick cardboard. I mean, they're like, you know, they're properly thick. And I have seen the postcards for the gold version, and I actually have to say I do kind of prefer the postcards in that one. But that being said, I do the pictures for these postcards are really cool as well, and they're all kind of like different concepts. So obviously you've got like lots of people with like lots of guys wearing like sort of like multicultural fashion, and then on the back they all just have like GD One of a Kind, and it says, "Do not let this book of the law depart from your mouth. Meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do everything written in it, then you will be prosperous and successful. Joshua 1:8, and then it says, but seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. And that's Matthew 6:13. So it's kind of like goes along with this whole Bible kind of like feel with like the I don't know what you call them, like gospels or something, or like, you know, that kind of thing. I'm not terribly religious, so I don't know these kind of things. So yeah, you've got like these postcards basically. There's this really cool one with these girls with the blindfolds on. And you've got like a sort of like a military kind of one here. Then you've got like an astronauts. And then you've got obviously these suits with like the dogs. And then the girls with all the different sort of like fluffy like swim caps and like that kind of thing. And then obviously these young boys that have got all these like kind of like suits and stuff on. And then this is kind of like very I don't want to say swaggy, but it's kind of very like sort of like hip-hop-ish, I kind of imagine. The only word that is really actually coming to my mind right now is like kind of like looks a bit swaggy, you know. So yeah, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 8 of those in there, and they all have the same on the back. And then you have your like leaflet inside, and this is obviously your CD. So it's got a G, and again it's like in a sort of bronzy colour. So you obviously have your it just says obviously GD, one of a kind. And then you just have information about the YG family card. Now, I don't know if the bronze version actually comes with the card. I know the gold version does, but I got this at Christmas last year. My sister bought it for me, and I didn't get a card in it. So, and I always just assumed that the gold version just came with the card, but obviously you can check on Google and stuff for that. But then you've got family card event information, YG Entertainment application release stuff. So like those the QR code type things, information about YG auditions, and then all of G Dragon's official channels. So obviously like his YGBigBang.com one, YouTube, Facebook, his official fan club, and the official global VIP Twitter. So all that kind of information there. And then if you open it up, we have your track listing. So like I say, it has 7 tracks. First track is One of a Kind. Track 2 is Crayon. Oh, and the lyrics for this are in sort of like a mixture, like, you know how GD sings in like a mixture of like Korean and in English. Track 3 is Without You, and that features Park Chaeyoung. I'm going to pronounce it as Chaeyoung, from the new YG girl group. Track 4 is That XX. Track 5 is Missing You, and that features Kim Yoon from Jaurim. Track 6, up the top, is Today, and that features Kim Young-wan from Nell. And then track 7 is Light It Up, and that features Tablo and Doc 2. And then obviously you have just your credits kind of there. And obviously that's pretty much everything that you get inside the actual album. So as for a review, I actually really love this album. There's not a single track on it that I ever skip when I'm like listening to it. Big Bang as a group are my 3rd favourite boy group after Super Junior and SHINee, and they are my favourite non-SM group. And the thing I like about GD, I mean, he's not my bias member from Big Bang. He's kind of like just behind top. But the thing that I absolutely love about like GD is you can definitely tell, not just through like himself, but through his music, that he's just something else, you know. Like he kind of like knows what he likes, and he kind of I don't know, it's kind of weird to explain. Like, he knows what he likes, what kind of music he likes, and I like how he like draws influences from all different types of music. So it's not like too samey. There's like there's all sorts of like different influences in every song, and I like how he writes the majority of his stuff. Like, every single track on here has had his input into it, and I definitely appreciate that when it comes to like musicians, people who like, you know, kind of put a bit of themselves into each song, because, you know, you can just get anybody to like write a song for you and you can sing it, whereas if you kind of write it yourself, you can kind of put a bit more like emotion into it. So yeah, that I really love, and there is something about GD that is very, I think, very like magnetizing, if that kind of makes sense. Something that kind of draws you to him, that he's just, like I say, his album's called like One of a Kind, and I personally think that GD is kind of like, that is synonymous with GD. He is really like one of a kind. A lot of people may not think so, but I think he does provide something, you know, kind of like interesting to K-pop, because occasionally, you know, when you listen to a lot of groups, concepts and stuff can get very samey, and so I like how he kind of like pushes boundaries and that kind of thing. So that's kind of cool. If I had to pick some favourite tracks on this album, I would probably say my favourites would be One of a Kind for sure, Crayon, That XX, and Missing You. There's kind of like a mixture really there of kind of like more like slowed down stuff and then more kind of upbeat stuff. I mean, like, Crayon is definitely like one of those kind of really dance anthem-y kind of songs, whereas you've got That XX, which is more kind of acoustic sounding. So there's definitely like a lot of like range with the genres and stuff on this album, which is really cool. And again, I really love the packaging. Like, I think that a lot of effort kind of goes into like the creative side of the packaging. I think he's just a really creative guy, you know, and that's what I really like about him. Not just like really as a person, but like as a musician. I just think he kind of looks at things differently, and that kind of, and puts his kind of, just puts like his ideas and just like his whole kind of being into his music and stuff, and I really like that kind of thing. So yeah, basically it is an absolutely great album, and if you kind of want something that's like a little, that is definitely K-pop, but it's something a little kind of different, then I actually highly recommend getting this album, because it is absolutely fantastic. So as always, I have a review and all that kind of good stuff on my blog. A link to that would be down in the description box, and as always, I hope this was informative, and thanks again for watching.